Refined.
We want the people to have to open their mouths really wide.
Oh, we check out a Seattle Jewish deli that will be sure to give you the meat sweats. Plus, one-on-one with Rob Thomas.
Next year is 2020, so we've been talking with the guys in Matchbox about wanting to do something. Maybe
you have to.
The Grammy Award-winning artist dishes to Refine before giving Seattle fans a private performance. And Refine hitches a ride with the dark side to the Emerald City Comic-Con. Seattle Refine starts now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seattle Refine. I'm Gard Swanson. You know, we do know that Seattle is a very expensive city, all the way from real estate to Seahawks tickets. And now we're getting word, get this, of a deli sandwich that's $18. Now, before you go into sticker shock, we sent Refine's Brandon Bernstead to check it out for himself to see if it's worth the money.
Before you can even see it, you can smell it. It's intoxicating, almost magnetic, transporting you to another place and another time.
What we do here is provide memories. We take people back. When they eat our food, they think of a time when they ate things that comforted them.
At Dingfelders Delicatessen on Capitol Hill, owner Vance Dingfelder and his wife Stephanie are serving the staples they grew up with in New York City. Matzo ball soup, latkes, whitefish, and of course, sandwiches, piled high with pastrami, corned beef, and brisket.
We're making scratch food the old world way so that Seattleites and people from out of town have a place to congregate and enjoy Jewish delicatessen. So this is our corned beef cooking right now. We're going through approximately 100 pounds of pastrami a day and 75 corned beef.
Wow.
And you figure if each sandwich is 10 ounces, we're making a lot of sandwiches.
And you guys aren't skimping on the meat, are you?
No. In fact, I'm the one walking around the kitchen going, make them fat. Make the sandwiches fat. We want the people to have to open their mouths really wide.
It's best to think of these sandwiches as a full meal. Yes, some of them cost almost $20, but they're massive in the best possible way, just like you'd find on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. And making a great deli sandwich, well, it's an art. An art Vance has mastered.
It's all about the meat, having good bread. We hand cut all of our meat in an artisan fashion. I'm just gonna make a pastrami sandwich, cut like that, place it on that. That's about 11 ounces. So I like to make a heavy sandwich. That's a Dingfelder pastrami sandwich. Isn't that gorgeous? That's just a beautiful sandwich, I gotta tell you.
If you're looking for something a little more manageable, Dingfelders can make any of its sandwiches Seattle style.
That's half the meat that we offer for $12. And it's a nice lunch item that you can get with a soup or a potato pancake.
For Vance, this delicatessen is decidedly personal, rooted in childhood memories of food and family.
I've been cooking since I was 7 years old in my father's restaurant. The love for cooking came from my grandparents.
It's more than passion. For Vance and Stephanie, it's love. Love for the tradition, love for the customers, and love for the food. That love reciprocated each time someone tries Dingfelders for the first time.
Oh my God, unbelievable. Oh my God. I can't even talk.
They'll take a bite of the sandwich and they'll go, They'll make a sound. It's a positive sound.
This may be the best sandwich I've ever had in my life. It is unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
For Seattle Refined, I'm Brandon Bernstead.
If there's a spot you want us to check out, email us at hello@seattlerefine.com. From a big sandwich to a big star. Get this, we just learned Grammy Award-winning singer Rob Thomas will be kicking off the summer concert series at Chateau Ste. Michelle Winery. But we didn't have to wait until the summertime to see him. Refine's Malia Karlinski hung out with the musician when he recently stopped by Seattle.
Rob Thomas made his mark on the music scene more than 2 decades ago as the lead singer for Matchbox 20. Their songs like Bent, Unwell, and If You're Gone were the soundtrack for our lives. The Grammy winner is true rock and roll royalty, but he's incredibly relatable too. This is me dusting off the dog hair from his last stop. Sorry, you don't mind if I...
Yeah, of course. I got puppy on me. The last place we were at had puppies.
Aww. The artist was in Seattle performing his newest solo hit on the Star 101.5 Star Stage.
Without further ado, Rob Thomas.
That's right.
I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm one less day from dying young, and I see the light go past my shoulder. I'm one less day from dying young. I see the light.
Okay, tell us about One Less Day.
You know, there's a lot of songs that are about staying young forever, you know, and people never want to grow old. And I think you start to realize that the alternative to growing old is pretty bleak.
I see my light.
It's a privilege that's not afforded to everyone. And this is a song about realizing that and wanting to continue to live every day.
Well, I love it. And we were all watching your video around the Seattle Refined offices, and we had a question. How did you get out from all those candles afterwards?
Like this. Seriously, just a lot of this.
One Less Day is the first single from Rob's new album. He'll be playing it on tour this summer. Okay, Chip Tooth Smile. Greatest name ever.
Oh,
Where'd it come from?
I have a little chipped tooth.
You do? Oh yeah.
And it used to be really big. And when I first met my wife, I got some dental work done, but she told me I can never fix my chipped tooth smile because she said it was part of my personality. So she always made me keep it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I thought so. She's a good one.
She is a good one.
Yeah.
Marisol, right?
Marisol, yeah.
And speaking of Marisol, you and she have a foundation, Sidewalk Angels.
Yep. Sidewalk Angels Foundation. We have been helping kind of get awareness and to no-kill shelters all around the world and these people that need critical funds at certain times and help them either get off the ground, get running.
You guys have a rescue or two yourselves?
We do. Our two dogs we have a puppy mill rescue and then a rescue from the beaches of Puerto Rico.
Oh, and they're adorable.
Oh, they're everything. Yeah, they run. They're horribly behaved, you know, but they're good dogs.
As for the future, we may be seeing more of Matchbox 20 soon.
Next year is 2020, so we've been talking with the guys in Matchbox about wanting to do something. We've never really not been a band. We're just not playing together right this second, but we're still, we're still brothers, and we still can't wait to get back on the road again.
And you've done a lot of collaborations with some amazing artists. If you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would it be?
Well, you know, the answer was always Willie Nelson, and I got to do that. I got to write for him like 3 songs for his record and hang out and spend time with him. And so I think it would be greedy to ask for anything else other than that.
Let it roll right off your shoulder.
Rob's fans sing his praises.
This is my 4th time seeing him. I am a super fan.
You actually got to talk to Rob. I mean, what did that mean to you?
I'm pretty happy.
Making music and making a difference. Rob Thomas is filled with gratitude for all of it.
All my life I have been wondering, burning up my candle like my time just won't end. And I'll keep burning till there's nothing left, praying that tomorrow I can do it all again. And if I get tomorrow, I will do it all again, 'cause I'm not afraid.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
Rob Thomas will be performing at Chateau San Michel Winery in Woodinville on June 13th. To learn more, head to our website. Seattle Refined is just getting started. I'm going to pretend I'm a dog and you can't shut me up, and you have to shut me up with a hush puppy. Ready? Go. We promise no hush puppies were harmed in the making of this southern snack. Plus, it's people watching at its finest.
Can you explain who and what you are? Oh, Barf from Spaceball. John Candy. I love John Candy.
Refined gets a sneak peek of all the characters at Emerald City Comic-Con. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm Garth Swanson. Well, it's that time of year again when Seattle celebrates its inner geek. The Emerald City Comic-Con is underway at the Washington State Convention Center. Refined photographer Cy Bean decided to see it for himself. But first, he had to pick up a few friends. Darth Vader used the Force to get a free ride to Comic-Con. Cy also knows that you don't say no to the dark side.
When Vader calls shotgun, you let him have it, or you're going to get force choked.
Hey, Darth, can I see your lightsaber there?
Nice, man. So, you think this counts as texting and driving?
Just don't turn it on in the car.
Yeah.
We are almost at Comic-Con. Woohoo!
After Side dropped off Darth Vader and the Imperial Starfleet, it was time for him to get to work and capture the best cosplay costumes at Comic-Con.
See behind me, we have a princess. Looks like we have a green person. That might be Poison Ivy, I'm not sure. There's a dude with a battle axe. There's a million things photographed here. Can I check out your battle axe? Absolutely. Whoa. Oh, it's lighter than I thought. This is crazy. Can we get you to take a hair step forward?
Me?
Yeah. And then can we get you just to take a little bit right there?
Jinkies.
Can you explain who and what you are?
Oh, Barf from Spaceballs.
I'm a Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
John Candy. I love John Candy.
Since I'm with a bunch of barbarians, can we do a big like barbarian together?
Yeah.
Okay? On the count of three? Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Comic-Con isn't just about dressing up. It's also a chance for unique artists to show off their work. This guy does everything with watercolors.
I like a lot of sitcoms and horror and wrestling, and so my interests kind of veer towards like The Office, Golden Girls.
Back to Side, he finished up his photo shoot and started really embracing his inner geek.
If I were to be a cosplayer, who do you think I should be?
Definitely Green Arrow.
Why is that?
Because you look a lot like Stephen Amell.
Is that a good thing? All right, let's do it.
The 2019 Emerald City Comic-Con runs through Sunday at the Washington State Convention Center. You can check out daily photo galleries on SeattleRefined.com. Coming up, a star singer who almost went to outer space.
Well, I've been training to be a cosmonaut in Russia.
We go one-on-one with Sarah Brightman before her stop in Seattle. But first, here's Refined's Happy Hour Cocktail of the Week, thanks to Queen Bee Mixology. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gart Swanson. You know, one of our favorite things to do here on Refined is take a field trip to Capitol Hill's Wandering Goose Cafe and visit our bestie, Heather Earnhardt. Now, if you watch the show at all, you know Heather is a daughter of the South, and this week she's cooking up a Southern staple, hush puppies. So, Heather, what are we making today?
Today we're going to do some hush puppies, Southern style.
So what's the deal with hush puppies? I mean, everybody knows hush puppies, but really, do they know what they are?
Do you know what they are?
I had to look it up, so I have a little bit of information.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they were traditionally where I'm from in North Carolina. It was from the fish camps, and they would fry little bits of the corn batter that they battered the fish in, and then they throw those to the dogs and have them hush.
And they threw them to the dogs because the dogs would be barking and yelping, and to shut them up, they fed them to the dogs.
Yeah. So hush puppy.
Hush puppies. All right. Well, let's get busy.
Okay, we're gonna start with a cup and a quarter of cornmeal, just regular ground cornmeal. I'll let you put that in.
Okay. Okay.
And then there's half a cup of flour, just regular AP flour. Then we have a little bit of baking powder, baking soda, a cup of buttermilk. And then we're gonna chop up 3 scallions, or green onions. And then at the very end, we're just gonna grate a little bit of sweet onion in there, just to give it a little more flavor. And that's it.
And then we just deep fry them up. All right, so we're here at the deep fryer. How hot is that oil?
The oil for hush puppies should be 375. And don't plop it in. Like, you want to set it in real gentle because you don't want it to splash back.
Those look great. They look perfect.
Now we're gonna make the butter for dipping, and they're too hot to eat right now, so it'll just take a second. We'll do the butter real quick.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do just a pound of butter at room temperature. temperature. I'm doing a pound because we use it here. And then this is the Steens cane syrup from southeastern Louisiana. We use that a lot here. So I'm just going to pour in probably about 3/4 of a cup. And then I like to drizzle just a little bit on top of the cane syrup, just a little.
Oh, look at that. Oh, those are good. Hey, you gotta do something for me. I'm gonna pretend I'm a dog and you can't shut me up, and you have to shut me up with a hush puppy. Ready?
Okay.
Go. Heather's book, Big Food, Big Love, is in stores now. We'll be right back. Here at Seattle Refined, we never get tired of hearing from you. You can find our inbox at hello@seattlerefined.com. Many of us first fell in love with Sarah Brightman back in 1986 when she starred as Christine in the darkly delightful musical The Phantom of the Opera. More than 30 years later, the soprano songbird is still making music. She even has a brand new album out called Him and will be performing this weekend in Seattle. Refined's Malia Karlinski got to chat with the star.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks so much for joining us today. So your new album, Him, can you tell us about it?
Yes, I wanted to do an album that sort of reflected a lot of hope and light and made me feel safe and familiar. And so me and my producer, Frank Peterson, we started working with choirs from all over the world, and we found beautiful pieces of music which came from the classical field, the pop field, the dance field, the cinematic field, and ended up with this beautiful album called Him.
You haven't actually made a studio album in 5 years, so what brought you back to the studio?
I'd actually just come off the Russian space program. I'd been training to be a cosmonaut in Russia.
That is so cool.
And I came out of that, and I wanted to. It was amazing, but it brought different things into my way of thinking. I took some time off and went to a hot place with a beach and worked every day with an amazing singing coach that I know from the opera field, and worked on my voice. And my producer actually called me and he said, "I think it's time to come back to the studio, Sarah. I know you've been enlightened by by the journey you've been on." He said, "Will you? What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to do things that make me feel happy and safe and joyous and full of light." And that's really how all of this came to be through this period of time.
Well, we're so excited because you're actually coming to Seattle. Have you been here before?
I love Seattle. That's a very, very beautiful part of the countryside. And actually, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, the weather, it's raining a lot," but actually, I love that because I'm English, and I love the moods in the weather, and I love all those beautiful trees you have and all the water. And it's a great city.
You know, it's hard to believe, but Phantom of the Opera first hit Broadway 30 years ago. What's your fondest memory of that time?
Do you know, there was so much going on at that time. It's all a bit of a blur. But, you know, it's great to be part of something that has kind of made history in a way. And I know I was very much a muse for this musical happening because my ex-husband Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote it, and he was an amazing composer and used the idea of my voice to initiate many things. So I know it's a beautiful jewel that has passed the test of time because people still really enjoy it.
Sarah, thank you for joining us. Congrats on Him, and we can't wait to see you in Seattle.
Thank you very much. Lovely talking to you.
Sarah Brightman's new album is on sale now, and you can catch her performing at the Paramount Theater on Saturday, March 16th. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Garth Swanson. Thanks again for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time.